Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics, like a good summer cross-country road trip, never goes out of style. Anyway, this is another PSA returns video. In addition to my large PSA returns that I've been showcasing lately on this channel, there was also a smaller order that I sent at a much higher service level. Those cards are finally back. Not a massive order, but there are some Neo cards here that I'm really excited to have back in the collection. Now, some of these are extras for me, so if you like anything that you see, I'll leave a link down below for my eBay store where some of these cards will end up. This is an affiliate link, so if you choose to use it, there is a commission, a little kickback that I receive. However, don't feel obligated at all to use that link. That's really not what we're here for. Today we're here to appreciate some quality artwork and some pretty stunning cards. So anyway, let's roll into this one. All right, so our first card is one that needs no introduction, and that's Neogenesis Lugia. Now, I actually sent in 2 of these, and this one has some scratches on it and some surface wear. Now, these are mainly like pack fresh scratches. These are print lines. Some of them are vertical, some of them are horizontal, but we have to take a moment to appreciate the holographic here. Lugia is one of the most beautiful cards, I think, in all of Wizards of the Coast, and definitely in the Neo sets. You get the blue on the side, the yellow on this side, the red up top, really calling back to all the different legendary birds. Now, the back of both of these Lugias is pretty much flawless, and really it's just that surface wear that you can get right out of the pack that creates the issue condition-wise. So that's the first of the 2. That one received an 8, which I thought was a fair grade. Second one here, also an 8. Same story, different card. You can see that horizontal print line going across. There's another one down lower, as well as some vertical print lines. So I think sometimes that's a myth that people have out there, is when you're opening packs, you're getting pack fresh cards that they're going to grade 10s. If that were the case, there would be a lot more Lugias in the population than just 41 or 42, whatever it's at currently. Fun fact though, I did grade 2 first edition PSA 10 Lugias over the 10 to 20 years that I've been collecting. I've been grading cards for a little over 10 years. So I've had a lot of them come through my hands, and this one's still really nice. Like, there's nothing to scoff at with a PSA 8. It's a very valuable card and a very beautiful card. Speaking of cards from Neo, we've got Typhlosion. You gotta love the swirl on this one. Now, Typhlosion number 17 is probably the most difficult card to find in all of the Neo sets. It's ridiculous. Like, this card just is plagued with print line issues and factory production issues. I believe the population in PSA 10 for this card is currently something like 10, and it still might be in the single digits even. Just like the Lugia, you can see that this one has some print lines, both vertically here on the left side, as well as horizontally. And that's the most common thing if you have an otherwise flawless card that's going to drop it down to an 8. So you can see the back side, not a single dot of edge wear, the centering is good. Really, you're going to want to take a high intensity light and look for those lines, because there's nothing you can do about that. I actually submitted 2 of these, and this one, very similar. It's got some of those vertical print lines on it. You can see those off to the right side of the card here. And otherwise, just looking like a really nice card quality-wise across the board. I love the hollow pattern on this. If you get up nice and close here, you can just really see it reflect that light back to the viewer. Got that like big round hollow foil dot right in front of Typhlosion. Definitely a cool card, and that's one of the things that I always thought was interesting about Neo, is in Neogenesis, you had 2 of each of the fully evolved starters. You can also see this, I pointed this out, but the centering top to bottom is a little bit off on that one. Speaking of Typhlosion, I also sent in 2 of the other Typhlosion, Typhlosion 18. This one received a 9. Generally, these are significantly easier to grade than Typhlosion 17. Probably in part due to the darker holographic background. It's less susceptible to getting those print lines or even showing those print lines. Often you'll see that some of the lowest population PSA 10 cards from Wizards of the Coast era are those lighter colored, especially colorless Pokemon are disproportionately difficult to grade. This one's beautiful. Backside is pretty nice here as well. Really all the Neo cards that I purchased and collected over the last decade have been some of the top samples because those were always the sets I was most interested in. The second one I thought had potential for a 10. It was really borderline. There was, if I recall, one very difficult to see print line running horizontally through the card. But the 9, I think that's a fair grade. Sometimes you can get away with the little print line in a 9. Sometimes that'll drop it down to an 8. But considering how dark the holofoil is, it really has to be the right angle and the right lighting for that print line to show through. Looking at the centering on this one, especially on the front, it's almost perfect. You really can't ask for a whole lot more than that. Then we go to the back side, same story. Really clean backside, no edge wear. Again, that's one of the most common types of wear you'll find on any Wizards of the Coast card, or really any card in that for that matter, is little dots of whitening. Getting into some of the legendary dogs, I sent in a few of these, 2 of each actually. So this is the first of the Enteis, and there is so much holofoil to this card. It is an absolutely beautiful card. This one got the 9, which was exactly what I was expecting, hence the higher service level for these cards. And I could really look at the legendary dogs all day. I know the stock on these has been rising in PSA 10, which those have just jumped really substantially this year. Fortunately for this one, it has this white dot at the top, and otherwise I think this one would have been a gem mint candidate. So a little bit unfortunate because most of these cards really clean on the back. Second one also received the 9, which is again what I was predicting. I didn't think any of these cards would come back a 10 besides perhaps that one Typhlosion. This one has a vertical print line. You can just see it by Entei's head just a little bit in here. But otherwise, another beautiful card. And the front is really nice. Again, so much holofoil to these cards. Now, Neo Revelation, I think, was one of the most underrated sets in Wizards of the Coast. We do have a little dot of edge wear up in the top corner here. But when you look at the population report for a lot of these sets, there are a handful of cards in Neo Revelation that are darn near impossible to grade in 10s. Here's the Raikou. Probably my favorite of the 3, if I'm being honest. I know it's not the biggest fan favorite out there, but I like the artwork and design. Like, he looks like a thundercloud. You've got the thunderbolt tail going on, and I think the tusks are kind of an interesting choice as well, especially for a dog. Really, I know that there's maybe supposed to be cats rather than legendary dogs, but we won't get into that. Really clean backside on this one. Just maybe minute dot of edge wear up top. Nothing major there. And again, just a beautiful card. I know a lot of people really like these. Here comes the second one. You're noticing the theme, I'm sure. Another 9. And that's why I sent these at a higher service level, is because they are more valuable cards. They are more desirable. They do have a higher value to them. And the condition on these was really exceptional. But going back to the low populations of Neo Revelation, Neo Revelation has like Ampharos, very difficult card to grade. The Blissey, very difficult card to grade. The Mischievous, very difficult card to grade. And you toss in the Shinings in there. I know the Magikarp and the Gyarados are more difficult because they have the holo pattern. Anyway, here's the Suicune. I know this one's probably the favorite of a lot of people. And this card is really gorgeous as well. See if we can get the holofoil to show through here. There we go. Stunning. Anyway, I sent 2 of these as well. This first one came back the 9. And again, really clean on the backside. We do have this little dot of edge wear down in the bottom corner. Nothing too worrisome there, and I'm happy to have a 9. Definitely will take 9s on these all day. The second one got the 8, and this one was right on the border. I thought it could have potentially got a 9. There are a few little lines of print lines coming in here, and they're maybe difficult to make out without really directional light to show them. But I think the camera picked that up a little bit, that you can see those little lines coming in on the right side. Backside looking pretty nice. Maybe a minor dot of edge wear down in the bottom right corner. But a very clean card, and I'm very happy with these. Took a while to get these ones back as well. And we're wrapping it up with our final one, Hooh, the other major legendary bird. You'll see this horizontal print line if we can get that on camera. but that's really the only flaw with this one. And this one, a lot easier to grade than the Lugia. There it is. I think you can catch that in the light there. But this one, a lot easier to grade than the Lugia. And I speculate that that's because of the lack of holofoil. Like, it's a darker holofoil pattern, but it's also more difficult to make out because of the position of it. Like, the bird is taking up so much of the holofoil. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this PSA return video. Again, these cards are ones that I'm very emotionally attached to. I love the Neo set so much. They are some of my favorites, some of the best artworks out there. And again, it's great to have these back in my collection. Anyway, some of these will be for sale, some are extras, others I want to hang on to. But if you see anything you like, I'll leave the link down below. Again, it is an affiliate link, so there's a commission that I receive if you choose to use it, but feel no obligation to do that. Again, that's not what this is for. This was a chance for us to appreciate some of those cards and to showcase some of the cards that I've had in my possession and have sent off to PSA grading. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. We'll see you guys with the next video. Till then, take care, everybody.